Hello all, welcome to my YouTube channel English Bliss, and my name is Rachna, and in today's video I'm going to take you through a very famous novella, The Old Man and the Sea, which is written by Ernest Hemingway. Alright, so before I proceed with this video, I just want to share that this video is going to be beneficial for those who are preparing for government job or anyone who is pursuing undergraduation or post graduation in English literature. All right, so let's go ahead. So first we will just get to know about this novella. So the title, as I have already told you, The Old Man and the Sea, and the author is Ernest Hemingway. He is an American writer. All right, and the important detail which we need to know is that this novella was written in 1951. It got published in 1952, and it got Pulitzer Prize in 1953 and got Nobel Prize. This is very important. Nobel Prize in 1954. So what we need to do, we need to remember the sequence of these years, which is 1951, 52, 53, and 54. All right. Now, uh, we will talk about the genres it belonged to. The very first thing, it belonged to novella, right? So what is novella? Novella somewhere in between, which is bigger than short story and smaller than a novel, somewhere in between. So this is known as novella. Now it also belongs to allegory portion. So allegory is it has the character or the event shows some abstract idea. All right, and this is Christian allegory. Like there is in this story, there is one old man, right, and there is one fish also. The fish and the sea. These two things represent the hardship, and the old man fights with that, right? So how it belongs to Christian allegory, like how Jesus Christ fought with evil, and the same story, the same kind of meaning has applied or given by this novella to us, right? And this belongs to nautical fiction. Nautical means it is going to deal with sea or beaches, sea or beaches. All right, and another detail is this got nominated for National Book Award for Fiction. Okay, now we will move to summary portion. So this is a very brief summary I have given. So the story of the old man and the sea centers upon Santiago. Santiago is the hero. He is an aging fisherman who struggles in an epic battle to catch a giant fish called marlin far out in the Gulf Stream. Right. So now next we will see the setting of this novella. Where did it happen? The first thing is Ernest wrote this novella in Cuba. Okay, Havana. All right, and the setting of this novel is Cuba and Gulf of Mexico. The majority, it is going to deal with the beaches there and sea, where he sails to find the fish. All right, now we'll talk about the main characters in this novella. We have major character and minor character. So I'm not focusing on minor characters. I'm only focusing on main characters. So there are total four major characters. So first is Santiago. I have already told you that he is the old man of the novel. He's a Cuban fisherman. Despite his expertise, he had extended run of bad luck. So we will see in the story how it goes. And the second second character is, I'm sorry, second character is Manolin. Manolin is again an important character. He is Santiago's apprentice. He's a small boy. His family doesn't want him to be accompanied by Santiago, but he doesn't care all this, and he just be with Santiago and he deeply cares for him. And they both share. mentor and mentee relationship. The third character comes into the picture is Marlin. Marlin is a big giant fish, and it is 18 feet long, and it also shares a fraternal, like Santiago and Marlin both shares a fraternal connection during their journey. Right. The fourth character is Joe DiMaggio. Joe DiMaggio is the American baseball player. He doesn't appear in this novella. He was the strength of Santiago and Manolin. This is the common thing which Santiago and Manolin share. They both actually regard him so much for his strength and commitment. Now we will talk about next slide here. We'll talk about Code Hero. Code Hero. Right? What is Code Hero? This was given by Hemingway. Hemingway had given this concept of code hero, so we will just get to know more about it. Santiago demonstrates the traits of the code hero. The Hemingway's code hero covers the mentioned principles like ideals of honor, courage, and endurance in a misfortune life. Generally, what happens? Code hero suffers a lot, but with his courage, etc., he just rise up. Right. So now we will move to summary portion. In summary, I have given this in pointer so that you can remember it easily. This is a very short summary I have given. You can also take the short screen or you can also note it down. All right. So the first pointer says an aged Cuban fisherman named Santiago. He has set out to sea, but every time returned empty-handed for 84 days. So the details which are important I have already underlined. All right. So the character name is Santiago, and he was not able to catch the fish from last 84 days. Now society treats him unlucky. Means unlucky, or we can say salao. Right. So both the things can be asked in the exam. All right. So we have to note this down. Next says Santiago has a young devoted apprentice and friend Manolin. Right, I have told you Manolin shares the mentor and mentee relationship. He deeply cares for his mentor, and they often use talk about the American baseball player Jody Maggio. Next, on the 85th day, Santiago enters into the Gulf Stream and at the noon he caught marlin, a big fish. They started and thereafter they started tug of war as both wanted to win the situation because Marlin doesn't want to go with Santiago at first go, and Santiago also wanted to win that war. He was in war with Marlin. All right, next pointer says at last on the third day the fish tires. All right, Santiago manages to kill it with a harpoon thrust. Let's see what happened next. As Santiago sails back home, Marlin's blood leaves a trail in the water and eventually attracts sharks. So what happens when he was going back home? So many sharks attacked him and they ate all the flesh of that Marlin. But before that, Santiago felt the fraternal relationship with Marlin and he literally fought for her. Right. So, and the next morning, a crowd of astonished fishermen gathered. All those who were at beach, they all were gathered around and to see that big skeleton of that fish. All right. So, after a long, tiring effort, the old man, I mean Santiago, he went back to his bed, and he started again dreaming about lions, which he often sees like they are like the lions are playing on the beaches of Africa as usual. Right. So this was all about the summary. So now we will talk about themes. What are the major themes? So here we will just see that they struggle for life and honor. That Santiago, he was actually struggling when he was not able to catch the fish for from 84 days, and ultimately he wins the battle by catching the same, right? He could not do anything. He came back with a skeleton, but again, he tries his best, right? Next is friendship. Friendship, again, we can say like Manolin and Santiago share the friendship, and he also felt the same kind of relationship with Marlin. Youth and age, again, as our hero is a old man. So again, youth and age. It also talks about his major theme is there, man and nature. When Santiago fought with Marlin at sea, so it shows the relationship between man and nature. And again, I told you about Christian allegory at the starting of this video. Now I will show you some questions which are asked based on this novella. So the first question comes in the picture. When the novel opens, how long has it been since Santiago caught a fish? So that was from last 84 days. He did not or could not caught a fish, right? And question number two, who is Santiago hero? That was Jody Maggio. How does Santiago finally kill Marlin? He harpoons it through the heart. Next is, how many times in the novel does Santiago dreams about lions at play on the beaches of Africa? I did not tell you that at the starting, but this was three times. Okay, Santiago is believed to be a salao. Salao means unlucky. I have already told you that. Next is, how does Hemingway translate the word salao as a depiction of Santiago? This is the same question, repeated just by bit of modification. So this was the worst form of unlucky. The old man and the sea can be interpreted as a double allegory, namely, this was man's struggle with hardship and his ability to endure. Right? So this was a question. Okay, a very famous quote said by Santiago as man can be destroyed but not defeated. All right, you cannot be defeated until you just lose your will. When you lose your will, you will lose everything, right? So never lose your will, and you will be winner at the end. All right, so this was all about this video. If you like the video, you can just subscribe my channel or like it or share. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Thank you.